Welcome to the Rock and Roll Ghost podcast. This week we're pleased to have John DeServio on, bassist for Black Label Society. The Zach Wild thing.
Yeah.
Fronted thing. But John's been there a long time, haven't you?
Oh man, I in dog years it's been probably 200 years, I think now. So yeah, we were buddies since like '86, man.
Yeah, I saw that you guys used to be on the same circuit.
Oh yeah, back home in Jersey, and that's it. I heard about this sick guitar player, and I went down and seen him at one of the local clubs, and he was awesome. And we both loved Randy Rhoads, Al Di Meola, a bunch of cool stuff like that, and
yeah,
Zeppelin, Hendrix, all that.
Yeah.
And we became friends like right away. Started jamming, and here we are, man.
Yeah. Oh my God, I had a question and I just completely blanked on it. That's how I was going. You're from Jersey. What part?
I'm from a town called Cliffwood Beach.
Where's that near?
Well, I don't know if you're familiar with Jersey at all, but I'm right on the
bit.
water.
That's why, I have family that lives out that way.
Oh, right on. I'm in Keyport.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of that, or like Middlesex County.
Are you southern County. or north?
I'm like central, really.
Okay.
I'm like 45 minutes from the Holland Tunnel and like 45 minutes from like Forked River down the shore there.
Yeah. My relatives are like I don't know what the town is in Jersey. There's a town in Jersey that there's some people from. My mother lived there for a bit, and we have relatives in Easton, Pennsylvania, so that's close.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was just curious. One of my favorite things about going out east is this definitely just how things go with this show. Is the pizza out there. I don't know what the hell's going on in that water, man, but there is a definite difference in the crust.
Where I live in Jersey is just amazing.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. And, New York pizza's great. But where I live, man, I have like 5 places I can go to within 15 minutes, awesome. And they're all great.
That's great.
The crust, like you said, it's amazing. It's just something about it. They make their own mozzarella cheese. They, their own sauce. So it's really good. That's what I look forward to when I go home.
Yeah, because it's probably hard to get that kind of pizza in Georgia.
Yeah, in Huntsville, Alabama, I'm sure I'm not
getting. You're reduced to Domino's or something if you're in Huntsville.
Yeah, I won't do that. I'm Italian. I cannot do that.
It's like if you're, especially, I always mind-boggling me people that live like in New York or something and get Domino's. It's like, what? You could hit a good pizza place, I'm sure.
They're horrible people. They're just terrible people.
Soulless.
They're terrible.
So how's the tour going?
Oh, it's been great, man. Knock wood, everything's good. We almost done with a month, and we got about another month left. And the shows have been great everywhere. It's been great turnouts. Fans are happy to be back. We're happy to be back. It's awesome, man.
Yeah. Is this the first tour back since started?
Yeah, I mean, we did like Sturgis and a couple other festivals, but that was it. They were just like one-offs,
Right.
So this is our, tour, it started the beginning of, what the hell is this month? October, and ends in the end.
Still October, yeah.
We started rehearsing around the 26th of September.
Okay.
So we got a while already, over a month probably around there.
Yeah. So it's going good so far.
It's been great. Like I said, knock wood, everybody's healthy and everybody's cool, man.
Well, you don't have a new album out right now, right? You just have the single.
It's coming. You're right. We have one single out. I think they'll be releasing the next single in a little bit here, and then the record comes out on Black Friday, the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. That's a good time for it.
Yeah. Totally.
I was actually just listening to the single, and to get me prepared, I was listening to Grimmest Hits, and just kind of get reacclimated and in it all, and just saw it before I talked to you. And I just realized how much I actually, rock is such a different scene right now in the last 20 years from when I grew up. And rock radio was huge. I grew up in the grunge era. It's like. I grew up on MTV heavy metal and hard rock,
Headbangers Ball and stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff. Like I wasn't I'll admit I'm not like a giant metalhead, but I had friends that were metalheads, and it's like, so through osmosis, it's like, you know, I got to appreciate a bunch of stuff that I might not normally reach out to.
Yeah.
Musical spectrum is crazy wide. I've got a musical playlist for driving that spans literally 100+ years, with
Wow.
10,000 songs. I've even got opera on there. You know, it's like just, you know. So
Yeah,
I'm
man. It's good.
I'm
It's
adding
good,
some.
man.
Yeah, I'm adding some Black Label to it today because I
Do it, son.
today I didn't have anything on there, and I'm like,
You better add some now.
I gotta add some. I got hard rock in there.
Please.
But how was the recording?
It was great, man. It's been great, you know, since 2010. Order of the Black is when me and Zachy pretty much just took over the recording process of, you know, producing it, mixing it ourselves, and everything. And that's like our second chapter of Black Label, and it's been great ever since then. He built the studio up at his place, you know, so we've been recording there for the last 11 years now, and
it's awesome.
I mean, yeah, we wouldn't have it any other way now, because we can spend as much time as we want. Everything comes out great, you know what I mean? It's like, got good gear, you know, and good ears. So that's it, man. Put them to work.
Yeah, you know, and obviously everybody knows now that, you know, albums don't sell, but you have to have something to go out and you know, keep going, you know, trucking on. You can't just rely on what you did before.
Right.
Still, you want to make sure it's right. And nowadays, if you have the inclination, you can make your own album. You don't need to spend money on somebody, you know.
No, I mean, you buy the gear yourself, and you know, it costs, you know, it costs dough, but I mean, it's you know, it's not yours. That so many people are doing it at home now.
Yeah.
You know, even before the pandemic, everybody was just doing it. It's been, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you got your own place, and you know, it all pays off because it's your stuff. You're not renting it, you're not, you know, whatever.
Exactly. Or even like we'll still rent some gear, you know, some real expensive mics and stuff that are 15 grand each. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we'll rent
cut down on
that, and
expenses.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference, man.
Do you how much do you demo it or rehearse it before you lay it down?
None,
really. You
no. Zach comes in with the riff, and now we pretty much, if he has the riff pretty much done and the arrangement, we'll put down a real guitar track, like to the click, you know, or whatever, or not, or we'll map out a click if it goes up and down a tempo, but we'll pretty much do it for real right from the get, and then we put the drums down, bass, you know. Then if we want to change anything, you know, we can maybe do it in Pro Tools, like change the arrangement around a little bit, or we'll just have to go back and replay some stuff, you know, and we have that option. So it's pretty cool. And then what happens is, like, we'll go out there for a couple of weeks, record the basics, you know, the drum tracks, the bass, the guitar. Then Zach will do the vocals, and then we'll come back not only to mix it, but then we also will record some more. Okay. You know, like, because, you know, like Set You Free was like the last song we recorded. You know, we already had a bunch of like 20 something songs, and then we came back before the mix and we did that one, you know? Yeah. So that's nice too, to have that, you know? Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry. I apologize if I'm cutting you off. I don't know.
Oh, that's all good.
No.
You're rude, man. You're rude.
Maybe I'm not getting cues as well today. I don't know what, I'm a little off, but what was I gonna, now I forgot what I was gonna say. Shit.
Well, we're talking about the recording.
Yeah. No, I was gonna ask, like, I was just gonna ask, like, how different. I mean, you started out, you know, in a certain period of time when things were radically different, and you know, amazing to see how far you've been able to come, not only just musically, but technologically, and then being able to reach fans in a way you never
through this shit, you know, through this the internet and everything. It's been, you know, damning and also awesome. You know what I mean? It kind of ruined a bunch of things for this business, but then it also opened up doors for other things. You know, you got to adapt, man. You know, it's hard, man. It's tougher, like, than new bands. I mean, I don't know if it's ever going to be the way that it was. I don't know. I hope it will be.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that we're going through a period where people are back to it's performing, and that's what it is. And the records, it used to be the records were just a side thing to, like, okay, you just put out a single here, a single there, and eventually you'd have enough to put something out.
Yeah, right.
You weren't relying on that because they didn't sell, and then all of a sudden they sold, and then they didn't sell, and it's like, well, yeah, I mean,
you got to adapt and find other avenues to make money, which is fine, but like I said, you just gotta, you gotta be in the game. You gotta just know what the hell's going on.
Right.
Can't get left behind, man.
Yeah. No, it definitely gives you an opportunity to get closer to your fans, and
without a doubt. I mean,
to I guess market is a kind of a scummy kind of word in a way, but
it's just reaching the fans, man.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if there's any bands that know as many of their fans as Black Label does, because we do meet and greets, so, and a lot of repeat people come because our meet and greets are awesome. It's a lot of fun, but and not only that, just like signing after the shows and stuff. Our fans are so great that we gotta give back as much as we can. Now it's a little different though with this with this COVID stuff that we're going through. Yeah. But I mean, throughout the years, the fans have been, we know like so many. It's pretty crazy. Every time we go, they're like, I know like at least 10 people there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, it's just like you've just got to pay attention to certain aspects that that drives actually making some money in the end. And but you guys
gotta make a living.
Band, yeah, you guys are a big enough band where like as long as you keep the fire stoked, I think you guys are good. It's just like you said, coming up, I don't know how people do it.
Now it's gonna be a little harder. But then at the same time, it's so much easier to advertise and promote your stuff, because of this, you know what I mean? The internet and just the social media platforms and stuff. But, and it's funny because it's easier to advertise and promote, but now there's how many bands trying to promote and do it, Yeah. Whereas in the past, you never heard about so many of them.
Right.
Because you just
the labels would winnow, would kind of funnel people down, and people would be on the fringe. Now everybody's out there for anybody to see. And it does kind of make it harder to discern. You really have it's such a wide open field. It's like when I go to the store and try to get toilet paper, I'm like, I don't know what the hell to get. There's 6 that are actually 12, and then there's 20 that are actually 24, and I just want to run out of the store screaming because I can't deal with the choices anymore. That's me.
Got drugs for that, I think.
What's that?
They have drugs for that.
Yeah, I don't think they're working.
Try them out.
What's the most fun part of going out on tour for you, even now, especially? What makes it great to get up and start?
Just to play for the fans, just to play, live it's everything else is it's work compared to that. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's fun. So that's it, man. Just hanging out with everybody too. You miss everybody, Yeah, we're lucky we all get along, and that's really great, Yeah. So looking forward to the camaraderie with everybody, and just jamming live is always fun.
Yeah. What's your earliest musical memory as far as playing? Like, as a kid, starting to play, did you ever think you would get to this spot?
I never really imagined it, but man, we were playing in 6th grade.
Yeah.
Like we played live at the talent show. Like we played Ozone from Ace Frehley's solo record. Okay. In 5th grade, we sang Detroit Rock City and dressed up like Kiss and everything. But I actually started playing in 6th grade, and that was it. I loved music, and I just wanted to get better, and never really thought about all this, that came with it. I never really did. I just wanted to get as good as I could. And then I went to Berklee College of Music after high school, and which was an amazing experience. I mean, it was so many great great players there, and the teachers were awesome, and just a great experience, man, you know. And I really got to shed a lot, you know, and learn so much music and stuff, and meet a lot of people. And that's really important too, just meeting people, you know, even more so than practicing. You know, you got to meet people, because you ain't meeting anybody in your bedroom, you know.
That's true.
You know, unless you're lucky, you know what I'm saying? But that's about that.
It's rare that somebody's going to come walking through.
Yeah, you know, so you got to get out there and do it. But I knew early on what I wanted to do. You know, I just wanted to play music, and I like when I was a kid, I didn't even think about like them, like at the arena and stuff, and how they got there and all this. I just thought they magically appeared, you know, like your teachers, like when you're a kid, you know, and you see your teacher in like the supermarket, you're like, oh my God, it's so weird. What do you do? You know, it's like, oh, you're actually, you know what I mean?
Right.
Kind of funny. We never even thought about that shit. You know, it's like, it's crazy. Just thought it was all magic and whatever, but it's a lot of work. It's amazing. And, but yeah, I was very blessed, man, to get to this point. Yeah. So,
yeah. What would you consider to be your first, I guess, pulling the haze away from your eyes about everything being magical? Was there a moment that you're like, you know, did you meet somebody that was like, oh man, that's a bummer that they're kind of a shit, or it's
no, it's been all great. And to be honest with you, the first time I was going to Berkeley at the time, and Zach was touring with Ozzy. It was the first tour, No Rest for the Wicked.
Wow.
And they came through Massachusetts, and I got to hook up with them, and went over on the bus with Zach, Randy, and Geezer, right? Me and my buddy Jay. He knew where they were staying and all this. I'm like, I don't know anything, you know. So he's like, I know where they're staying, because he lived in the area. So we go to the hotel, somebody comes down. I'm like, I'm friends with Zach, you know. He's like, oh yeah, he said go up, you know. So then we went up there. We went over to the arena on the bus, like I said, with Randy and Geezer and Zach, which was amazing. And then Anthrax was opening up that day. So we were talking to them and stuff. It was awesome. And then we're backstage, and Zach's, you know, jamming. And I'm like, well, let me record this, because, you know, I wanted to bring the cassette back to Berkeley to show my friends, you know, how ripping Zach was and stuff.
Yeah.
And then in walks Ozzy. I forgot all about Ozzy.
You're right.
Like, I forgot all about him. Like, that's why we were all there, you know. And I was kind of like, starstruck for a second there, you know. I was like, oh my God, that's right, it's him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was awesome. And we got us meeting him on cassette. Like, that was
cool.
The first time I met Ozzy, and I have that on a cassette, which is pretty funny.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But and that was whatever, 87 or something.
Yeah, but then you get it back. Instead of having a negative thing, you end up having a really good thing. That's great.
It's always been positive. It's been great, man. You know?
Yeah. What about Cycle of Pain? I know that's something you do on your off times. Has that been anything you've been working on during the off time?
Well, you know what? We put out a record, like, whatever it was, like 12 years ago now, and then the label was just whatever. It's a typical label that, you know, just didn't support it and whatever. Let it go away, which sucks, because it's a good band, you know. It's a really good band. Live, we were really good, because my singer, everybody just, you know, kicked ass, man. It was great. And then so we do shows back in Jersey a little bit, but it's kind of hard to go tour, especially when everybody has a family and stuff, and not, you know, people got like real jobs. And like I said, I'm very fortunate to do this, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever take it for granted. And I know a lot of people that are great, and they can't, because they got to make a living, you know? Yeah. So lately I've been like just working on my own music and stuff, and singing, and, you know, playing everything, whatever, or having people come in and jam with me. And so hopefully maybe next year I'll get to do my own stuff, you know?
That's cool.
That I've been working on for years now. And during the pandemic, I upgraded my studio a lot. I stimulated the economy during the pandemic, you know,
all by yourself.
Yeah, we're out of our minds, you know. So yeah, my studio sounded really good now. I'm psyched, man, you know. So you know, we'll see what happens, man. But Cycle of Pain, still, I'd love to play with them, you know, because they're my friends from, you know, we were 15 years old in a band together.
Right. The singer used to be your drummer, right?
Exactly, Greg. And we used to rehearse at his house in his basement, you know, and me and Joe Taylor, who plays guitar in Cycle of Pain, and my other buddy Tommy DeFaro, we all jammed together, and we had different singers. We always had a hard time finding a singer. It was always a pain. And Greg sang great, but he was our drummer. You know, you wanted a front man, you know, and all that stuff. But then later on, you know, I was like, I heard Greg singing like Soundgarden one day. I was like, oh my God, dude, we got to do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
we'll find another drummer.
yeah, so exactly. So we wrote a whole bunch of stuff, and then, you know, we put it out. It was on some label. I forget the name of it, whatever, Reform Records. That was it. And
Okay.
some good stuff came of it. We got to open up for Black Label. You know, that was cool. I did double duty. That was dope.
Yeah.
Opened up for Shinedown. They threw me on like a tour. You know, they had
That's
like
cool.
2 bands already, but they threw me on anyway for like a couple weeks just because they're my friends, you know.
That's cool.
And that was fun. And then yeah, then, you know, the label went away, and then, you know, like I said, people get older, got to make a living. It gets tough, man.
Yeah. I mean, your main commitment is to Black Label, anyways, too. So it gets,
without a doubt. I mean,
you know,
but there's plenty of time for me, you know what I mean, to do other stuff. And I record people at the house, you know, just my friends, really, their bands and stuff. And I play a lot of piano. You know, there's so much
cool.
Lots.
Yeah, well, you know, I think a lot of people would say, you know, I'm looking at you with your, you know, giant mane, you know, like a lion, you know, like this guy probably, you know, doesn't necessarily know all this, but you went to school, you're trained, you know, if you know how to play piano, man, you're one step ahead of almost everybody, because
we know what it is going to college, going to Berkeley. You know, I really learned music theory, you know, inside and out. So if you know the theory of it, you could, you know, put it to any instrument. It's just a physical thing now, you know, like I know the chords on the bass, I know the scales. So now it's just knowing the notes on the piano, and then it's the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's definitely, you know, more, you know, obviously they're all different, but if you know the knowledge of the music theory and the vocabulary, then you could put it to guitar or piano or bass or violin, you know, or any, you know, melodic instrument, you know. Doesn't mean you can play it, but you know what's going on with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, no, I get you. Well, I don't think I have too much more of your time, but I did want to ask a couple of quick other questions and
no
more
problem.
So you have Set You Free was the first single, and you've got, did you say you had another single that's coming out?
Yeah, I think there's going to be another one released, I believe, before the end of the tour, which I hope. And if so, we're going to
yet. You don't have the title yet for which one?
I don't want to say it.
That's fine. No, that's fine.
Yeah, because I don't know if anybody even knows about it, so I don't want to be, you know.
Yeah, you don't want you have an idea, but it's not out there.
Oh yeah. I know which song it is and everything, but yeah, I don't think they've announced anything, so I'm not going to say.
No worries. No spoilers here.
It's amazing. I just got the video is amazing. So you guys, I can't wait to see the video.
Okay.
Like I thought, till you guys see it.
Yeah. No, I would imagine. And basically, what are you digging right now? Is there anything you're listening to that is really sparking your brain in terms of?
Man, I mean, there's so much stuff. Like you said, you have, you know, 100 years worth of music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go back. I'm like the same, man. I like everything. You know, I like classic rock. I like metal. I like jazz. I like funk. I like soul. I like reggae, you know, I like, you know, you name it, Latin music, Afro-Cuban stuff. I mean, I love it all, man. If it's good, you know, it's good. Like Jocko said, if it's good, I dig it, you know?
Yeah, I dig it. But nothing in particular sparking you right now?
Nah, everything is, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everything does. And we have a never-ending pool, you know, just between Zeppelin, Sabbath, and all the great rock, you know, back then, Yes, and Rush, and all this stuff to pull from, you know. And then, like I said, I like a lot of funk music and I like soul music, you know. The bass players were always awesome in that genre.
I mean, it's your chosen instrument too. So
yeah, exactly. You know, they lead the way in a lot of cases, you know. Like my favorite bass player is James Jamerson of all time, you know. Jocko's second, Jamerson's one, you know. Yeah. And then like Steve Harris is up there, you know, Geezer Butler's up there, John Paul Jones, you know.
Yeah.
All amazing cats, man. You know, and Bootsy and Larry Graham, and there's just so many.
I love Bootsy.
Yeah, man, it was amazing. You know, there's just so many great musicians out there throughout the years that you just pull from all of them. You know.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good new bands out too. There's a lot of like we're on tour with a lot of like, you know, different bands, like stoner bands or old, like, you know, death metal bands like we are now, like with Obituary. Like they're
Okay.
like the founders of that. Like they've been around since like 85, you know.
Wow.
All right, yeah. So we, you know, we draw from a big pool here, and yeah, it's all inspirational, you know, it's all cool, man.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, John, I really thank you for taking the time to talk to me today. It's been a real pleasure to speak with you, and
No,
good
it's my pleasure. I don't have to talk to Zach. This is great.
That's awesome.
It works out perfectly for both of us. And all three of us, I should say.
Yeah, there you go. Well, good luck with the remainder of the tour and the new album that's coming out on Black Friday after the day
Yes,
of
sir.
Thanksgiving. There's a new single coming out, but right now, "Set You Free" is the one that's out there.
Check it out.
Check the guys out on tour.
That's it, man. Come on out.
All right, John. Thank you very much for your time today. I really appreciate it. You have a great rest of your day.
My pleasure, brother.
All right, take care. Bye.
Easy.